So in the penitentiary, one of the biggest things that we respect each other about is our program. Our program, when I refer to that word, it means what time you get up, it means what time you work out, it means how you conduct yourself on the daily. So how consistent is your program is something that gets you massive amounts of respect in the penitentiary. And me being a firm believer in acquiring what we admire, then I had to run the tightest program. And that's why I still do today, because I'm acquiring what I admire. I respect that. I must be it. If we don't acquire what we admire in life, we live our life forever on the fucking sidelines. And that's by choice. Why are you going to choose to be on the sideline when you could be in the motherfucking game by just being consistent, by having heart, by stepping your game up? So in the penitentiary, my fucking morning program was always the same. I wake the fuck up, I go take a shit right away. And then I come back, I make my coffee. I sit there, I drink my coffee, I turn on some music I like, I read my quotes or a book that I'm really into, something that inhibits growth. This is when I go into my meditation phase. My meditation phase is always initiated by a really deep song. I like to use Adele or something that's fucking painful, something that's got a woman's voice, something that screams to your soul, something that makes you come to tears or almost. This is how you fucking learn to suffer willingly. To suffer in silence is the most sublime feeling imaginable, and it's the source of your true power. They say suffering is the fucking origin of consciousness. So what I would do is I would invoke the suffering with this music. There's a lot of things that I would avoid. When you hear certain songs, they bring up past experiences. And there was past experiences tied to a woman singing that I missed, because I missed my woman. I loved her. I missed women in general. I love them. They're fucking magnificent creatures. But anyways, I would invoke the suffering with this music. Now, the fact that I'm up at 3 a.m. to me is the epitome of gratitude, especially when you get up at 3 a.m. to chase growth. So what's happening is I'm up at 3 a.m. chasing growth by reading deep quotes, by reading self-help books, and I'm invoking suffering with the music. So if suffering is the sole origin of consciousness, and gratitude, which I'm gaining by waking up early to have growth, gratitude opens the door to higher intelligence. So when you combine opening the door to higher intelligence with the suffering, which is the origin of consciousness, you create the perfect space for meditation. So I would create this space every morning. This is how I start my day. I start my day with the application of my emotional motivators. And I envision my greatest vision to a T, to where my vision brings tears to my eyes, it covers me in fucking goosebumps, and I know motherfuckers that are asleep can feel it. It's almost waking them up, the vibration I have from inside, from this true, just this visualizing of my future. Now, I finish off my meditation tactics. I go straight into a heavy workout, something that I feel is the epitome of gratitude as well. It's secondary to waking up early to chase your dreams, but it's a growth tactic when we're speaking mind, body, soul growth. So I go straight into an intense workout. When you push yourself extremely hard to extend the one life you've been blessed with by seeking health, through treating yourself well, through treating your life with respect, how is that not the epitome of gratitude? It is. So mind, getting up early, seeking growth. Body, pushing yourself physically to extend your one life. And soul being all these combined when we're suffering willingly. That's why all religions across the world, they went on long treks. They sought isolation. They fasted. The New Age way of doing this is to eat less, is to work out harder, and to spend time alone to find your answers. This is the New Age way of meditation. This goes back to the Bible. Nothing has changed except our surroundings, and we're not even tripping on our surroundings because everything is interior. Everyone is looking around too much. Don't look around for answers. Look within. You know you'll find them. Don't wake up right into activities. Wake up right into growth. Wake up right into self-exploration. Wake up right into a realization phase of where you need to go and visualize. Now, this is how I always started my morning with that. Everybody's still asleep. The lights are still off in the building. Now, I used to time it to a T, that I finished my workout the second they clicked on the lights, and I would have the music going right when that went on. Poof. And I would fucking just let it empower me, that I was so intense and ingrained in these details, these minute details that strengthen you, to adhere to the second, the minute, on and off for years on end, to just selflessly attack these details for everyone to watch, to better themselves, and to push everyone to be the best version by being a solid example. These are the fucking things we need. The answer isn't a therapist. You be the therapist for your kids. You be the example. Put the fucking whiskey down. Don't fucking sign him up for a class. Be that motherfucker he needs. It's not that hard. It's actually a lot easier than regretting what you did over time. I care so much for the next motherfucker because I care for myself. I was in a relationship once where the person said they couldn't even love themselves. We must love ourselves, and the only definition of self-love is self-investment. And we must invest in these three main areas: mind, body, soul. But back to my morning program. After I did my workout and the lights went on, everybody would start to get up. That's when I would rack it up. I would be away from everybody. Now they're using the bathroom facilities. They're moving about the building. This is how it is in a dorm setting. In a cell setting, it was the same way. I would rack it up and let my cellie use the bathroom and all his shit, do his shit. I'm done first. I'm out the way. It's out of respect. So now everybody in the dorm is using all the bathroom facilities. They're all getting in each other's way. I get up early, so I'm not in the way. So I'm done with everything I need to do before they're even starting. So now I'm racked up and I'm reading. They're about to call chow in about 40 minutes. So about 30 minutes before chow, I just stand by the door, crossed-armed, patient as a motherfucker, just standing by the door. I did that for 2.5 years straight at each building I was at when I was in level 2s. I did a total of like 4 years, 3.5 years in level 2s. So at all these level 2s, everyone's rushing to chow. So I would just wait in front of the door, way before everyone, half hour, 45 minutes. Not one fucking time did anybody that whole time ever exit that building before me. I was so on point, and I took massive amounts of pride in that. People talk about consistency, but at what level are you consistent? We must realize that our ability to stick to all these tiny things strung along is what gets us very far. Everyone has the lottery mentality. They want to hit a grand slam. A motherfucker like me is hitting base hits all day. Base hit after base hit after base hit until they add up. And we still win, and we win the fucking game. That lottery mentality, trying to overwork a poor diet, trying to out-earn poor spending habits. These are all things we know we shouldn't do that hinder us from reaching our goals and the levels of success we want in life. So after chow, I come back. Guess what I'm doing right after chow? Right when we're done with chow, guess what I'm doing? I'm doing 300 burpees. I'm either doing 10 sets of 30 or I'm doing 30 sets of 10. But I'm doing 300 burpees right after chow. Massacring them as fast as I can. 323 to 20 minutes. Just beasting them. And then after that, I go have a fucking another cup of coffee, and I'm getting ready for yard. We're going out and hitting that fucking bar work. We're smashing the bars for a good hour. And then we're coming back in. We come back in, we shower. When you shower in the pen, it's out of respect that you shower with your motherfucking clothes on. You keep your clothes on in the pen when you get in the shower. You enter the shower with your clothes on. You wash your motherfucking clothes in the shower with them on you. A new-ass motherfucker strips out where everybody's sitting, leaves his dirty clothes on top of his shoes, and then comes in the shower butt naked like a fucking weirdo. But in the pen, we come in fully clothed. We wash all the clothes we just wore at yard. We hang them up. Yes, you finally get naked and you fucking soap off and then you dry off it and you leave. But I mean, this is a really effective method in there. And these are the things that have been passed down for fucking just massive amounts of years that work better. And it keeps everyone from having dirty clothes under their motherfucking bed. There's nothing worse than having a bunkie or a cellie who doesn't wash his clothes every time he wears them, and you walk in the cell and it smells like dirty fucking clothes. So this is another thing that is massive about respect in the penitentiary. We're always fucking just, okay, the whole thing is, if everybody was gonna do what you're doing in a building full of 200 people, would it work? So a motherfucker will leave something somewhere, or he'll sit a certain way, and I just am like, okay, if everyone in the building decided to do what you're doing, could we all live here good? And they're like, but everyone's not doing it, so you can't, motherfucker. This is the way I always led everything. If everybody can't do it, you can't do it. You're not special. Now, in the fucking penitentiary, you're always gonna be putting your best foot forward. I was in a spot one time, a level 4, and I had just got there, and the back of my shoe slid down. The back of my shoe. I didn't even have packaged shoes yet. I just had some state shoes, and the back of it was slid down. The fool who had the spot came up to me hot as fuck. Hot as fuck. He said, Wes, we wear our shoes. Are you white? I said, what the fuck? And he's like, are you fucking white? Can you put your motherfucking shoes on? Because other races, they'll step on the back of their shoe. They'll wear their shoe like a flip-flop almost. And we don't. We put our shoes on, so we're ready to get busy. But I thought that was so fucking crazy that he came up to me and got at me foul because the back of my shoe slid down. And this was someone who you didn't talk to out of context, and he wasn't talking to me out of context. He was showing me respect. He was putting me on game. I was new. He said, Wes, you put your fucking shoes on. I'll put mine on. We're riding together.